Welcome back, folks, to a very delayed episode of WWE Network and Chill here today. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, where typically every single Monday, I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the content that I watch on the WWE Network, all the original programming. And today we're talking the Mae Young Bracketology, the Mae Young Classic Bracketology episode, that aired after SummerSlam on Sunday night. So here's the deal. I did say to someone on Twitter this past week I was looking to do more like original content, like say go back and review an episode of Unfiltered or an episode of, this or that from the network. I was going to. I just have not had the time this week to watch anything original at all except for the Bracketology. And this is going to be different from my normal WWE Network and Chill episodes because I typically do a play-by-play review, like a, whatever. Like, I usually break down the episodes pretty thoroughly. I didn't take any notes in the Bracketology. I'm just going to give you my general thoughts. Like I said, I just do not have the time this week. We will be back to normal this coming week. So we should have... It's going to be funny to have, an episode today and then another episode literally in just 3 days from now. But that's just for the sake of me getting back on track. But I'm not sure what's airing after Raw on the WWE Network going forward. I'm not sure if it's going to be, a new Table for Three or something else. I know they taped a Table for Three with Ric Flair, not Bruno Sammartino. I think it was Ric Flair, maybe Harley Race, and Ricky Steamboat. And I think they were going to air that a couple weeks ago, but because of Ric Flair's health condition, they held off. So maybe another week in the future. But, so I'm not sure what else is airing on the network after Raw in the coming weeks and weeks to come. But if nothing new airs, then I'll just go back and watch old episodes of whatever and review them for WWE Network and Chill on the coming Mondays. But anyway, Mae Young Classic Bracketology. So they did something similar with the, not sure if they did it with the UK Tourney class, the United Kingdom Championship Tournament they did earlier this year. I think they just did a preview of it. They definitely did this with the Cruiserweight Classic about a year ago, and it came out really well. This episode ranks in at 47 minutes long. I watched it on YouTube. They have the full thing on YouTube, so I know this is about WWE Network, but they already uploaded the whole thing to YouTube, so it really depends on where you want to watch it. It doesn't really matter. It's both the same show. They're both the same shows. But it features Corey Graves and Lita, who will be calling the action alongside Jim Ross during the course of the tournament. And they just talk about several competitors. Not every single one, but they reveal the brackets at the start of the show. They go towards, Charlie Caruso runs down the first half of the brackets, the left side. And then at the end, she runs down the right side of the brackets as well, which I'll reveal in a second. But they have several guests on the panel to discuss their, ambitions, motivations, their desire to win the Mae Young Classic. And we kind of get to know a little bit about each competitor. They highlight certain individuals, which is cool. If you've been following WWE's YouTube channel, they've been talking quite a bit about most of these women in short clips. And I was glad to know it wasn't the same footage. I thought they would take the same footage we already knew about Marty Bell and Maya Yim, Serena Deeb, and all the others that we've seen on YouTube in the past month or so, and just throw it into the Bracketology episode, but it's not the same thing. They really do an in-depth look on each, not every competitor, but like the more well-known ones, and especially those that are under contract with the company that will be competing in the Classic. So that's really cool. Dakota Kai in particular, I'm really pulling for. I think Kairi Sane is the favorite. They did take a look at her in the middle of the show. And Corey Graves jokingly says, she's the one I want to win. She's the one, or she's my pick, she's my pick, she's my pick for every single person they talk about. But they have Dakota Kai on there, and she formerly wrestled on NXT. They outright admit that she's been on their radar for quite some time now. I actually saw her compete live for the first time at a Progress show a few weeks ago. And she stood out to me the first time she wrestled on NXT about 2 years ago. It was a random squash match against Nia Jax. And we got to hear from her. I had no idea that she's from New Zealand. She just looked really cute to me. But I found out that she's from New Zealand, which was cool. She had this very thick New Zealand accent. But she discussed her road to WWE. On the Classic, on the Bracketology, we hear from her. I forgot who else we hear from, but I think maybe Toni Storm, Kylie Ray, maybe. I know there were a few others that we heard from here in the Bracketology, but all of them got some great time to talk and give their reasons why we should care about them. So before we go off here, again, those were just my general thoughts. I thought it was really good. It's definitely worth checking out, and it also is worth mentioning that they revealed today on WWE.com The Mae Young Classic, the first 4 episodes, how many matches are a part of each episode, I don't know. I think it's just the first round, and maybe the second round too. I think it's just the first round, though. It airs this Monday. The first 4 episodes go up on the WWE Network, Netflix style. You can binge watch them. I probably will before I have to leave that afternoon. I'll hopefully review them before I have to leave too. But it's going to be, let's bracket here. They're going to upload all the episodes at once Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, so keep a lookout for that. But the bracket, here we go. On the left side, we got, and excuse me if I mispronounce any names, but on the left side, we have the following: Jazzy Garbart versus Abby Leith, Rachel Evers, the former Rachel Ellering, versus Marty Bell, Princessa Soit, I don't know how you pronounce that, versus Kaylee Ray, Zia Lee, I forget, it's Xai, so I don't know how you pronounce it, versus Mercedes Martinez, Nicole Savoy versus Rena Gonzalez, Renee Michelle versus Candice LeRae, Johnny Gargano's girlfriend, wife, whatever. Sarah Logan versus Maya Yim. Zeta versus Shayna Baszler from the UFC, one-fourth of the 4 horsewomen. Kairi Sane versus Tessa Blanchard, which should be a great fucking match. They were the top 2 people I thought would win it, and they're facing off in the first round, so that should be cool. Sage Beckett versus Bianca Belair. Dakota Kai versus Carvita Devi. I don't know who that is. Rhea Ripley versus Miranda Salinas, I think. Vanessa Bourne, who was on NXT a few weeks ago, versus Serena Deeb, the former Serena from the Straight Edge Society. Santana, I know who that is. Why did I mispronounce that? Santana Garrett versus Piper Niven. Tainara Conti, the one who looks like the love child of Renee Young and Natalya, versus Lacey Evans, and Aisha Raymond versus Toni Storm. So again, I really fucked up most of those names, but the bracket should be good. First 4 episodes go up this coming Monday, so check it out. I won't review them for WWE Network and Chill, but I will probably review them in written form for nextdaywrestling.net starting Monday if I have the time. So again, I apologize for not really doing a thorough breakdown of the show, but I thought it was really good. Definitely check it out. Maybe not the full 47 minutes. Maybe skim through it to see who you like in the tourney. The whole tourney looks very promising, so I'm very much looking forward to it. But that being said, guys, enjoy the Mae Young Classic going up on Monday. Definitely check out this bracketology special when you get the chance. And before we close out here, a few shameless plugs. Be sure to like this video, drop a comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as noted earlier, I apologize for the massive delay in the episode going up this week. We will have a new episode up this Monday right here on the channel. That being said, guys, follow me on the Twitter machine at WrestleRant, Facebook at facebook.com/graham.gsm.matthews, and right here on the channel for daily content. I know this week has not been great in terms of consistency with content going up, but I promise that is not always the case, and this week was just the exception due to being super busy. But that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm Graham GSM Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.